Why do you care about the dolphin? Do you know him? Does he call you at home? Do you have a dolphin? To train the dolphin, you must think like the dolphin. You must be getting inside the dolphin's head and communicating. I'm saying to Snowflake, and he is saying, and he is up on the deck. And you can quote him.
Actor and comedian Jim Carrey, known for being the funny guy, but now he thinks that he has the answer to save the Democratic Party from themselves. Carrey says the only way they can win elections and help the country is if they stop pussyfooting around and embrace socialism.
We have to say yes to socialism, to the word and everything. We have to stop apologizing.
Here now, Jonah Goldberg, author of Suicide of the West, How the Rebirth of Tribalism, Populism, Nationalism, and Identity Politics is Destroying American Democracy. He is also a Fox News contributor. Jonah, good to see you tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
You know, that there's more to what he said, so I want to play the rest of it, and then we'll jump in.
Sure.
If anything, we've got to get back to a place where we realize that a vote is not who you are. You know, and because you voted Republican, you're not stupid, you're not different, you're not worthless. You know, I could break bread with anybody who voted for Trump. We could find some common ground to love each other through. You know? So, just stop doing stupid. We have a president who started out when the country was together and had a wonderful leader, and he is tearing us limb from limb.
Well,
destroying every institution.
So you can see how we can all get along.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, look, I mean, I like some of that sentiment about the idea, because as a conservative, I think politics should only describe a small fraction of our lives. But it's so obvious that this guy lives in a bubble. You know, when he says that at the end, when Donald Trump took office, we had a president who united us. I mean, come on. I mean, the country has been divided for a long time. Wasn't all Obama's fault. It's not all Donald Trump's fault. Wasn't George W. Bush's fault. But this is, you know, our politics have been getting more polarized for a long time. And for him to think, you know, that the key for Democrats to win is for them to embrace socialism and stop apologizing for it shows that the bubble is about, you know, is made out of bulletproof glass. If he honestly thinks that that is the way if that is the secret to the Democrats' electoral success, is to double down on a caricature of Democrats that was once considered a grave insult, to say the Democrats were socialists, and now he's saying we have to stop apologizing for socialism. That's not how you win the moderate, middle-of-the-road voter.
I mean, you have to ask yourself if socialism is being, you know, sort of redefined. I mean, socialism in its purest form is you know, giving up all private property, right?
Right.
I don't think Jim Carrey wants, you know, the government to take his house and just sort of give him a house that would be nice enough for him to live in. And I think for him to sort of propose this idea and suggest that everybody needs to embrace it, you know, he's not a kid. He's like 56 years old. He should understand what socialism is.
He should, but a lot of people don't, you know, and you would think more people who are worth a reported $150 million would be a little more reluctant to embrace a program that would take most of that away. But part of the problem is, particularly for younger people, you know, a lot of conservatives are wringing their hands about how millennials are more positive towards socialism than they are towards capitalism. Part of the problem is that a lot of particularly young people, but a lot of people generally, just when they say socialism, they just mean an economic system different than the one that we have right now. When Bernie Sanders goes around screaming about Denmark like he's a tour guide at an Epcot Center exhibit about 1950s Scandinavia, he's not describing any place that actually exists. He's, you know, Denmark, Sweden, these places are much more free market than people realize, and America's welfare state is much more generous than they realize. What they're saying is, I didn't like the financial crisis, I want things to be different, and they call that socialism.
Right.